because of you guys. So if you could just... And of course, Simon, thank you so much for seeing the work that we do as beneficial for all of the funding that comes through. So thank you so much. And also for bringing me to London for the very first time in my entire life to share with you guys. So as Megan has said, my name is Lewyn Maefala and I am a project manager and an environmental educator by passion and profession. I work for an organization called Transfrontier Africa, whereby I do the environmental education program together with the Black Mamba Anti-Poaching Unit, whereby I create the platform for locals to grow and mature in nature. Who are we, or where are we from, and what do we do? We are a team, or a team of 6 dedicated local members from the disadvantaged communities in the Maefala area, which is on the western boundary of the Greater Kruger National Park. We have more than 2,000 learners that we teach together with my team of 6 staff members at 10 disadvantaged primary schools. We have also a resource center in one of the villages called Maseka, where some of these ladies are from, and also the link with most of our Black Mamba ladies that are also coming from those villages. We do run our Scouts program, where we've got the cubs and the meerkats. And through this program of the Scouts, we're able to do our own vegetable garden for food security, which the kids obviously harvest from the garden and they're able to cook and take home to their families. We also have a dedicated bush camp where we take these kids from the community into the park. As you can see there, we've got a 3-legged pot. This is our method. We've got, like I said, Transfrontier Africa, that's our research department. They look where the rhinos are, and therefore they're able to deploy the anti-poaching unit, the all-female champions of the earth, Black Mambas, our sister program. So they get to be deployed on where should they do all their patrols. And then I said, yeah, I get all of this. But for what? What's the significance of it, you know? Are we reaching out to the communities? And that is how the Bush Babies program came about. So Bush Babies, as you can see from our logo up there, it's not, we're not working with little primates, but it's just basically the kids. Whenever you tell the kids in the communities that that elephant is not going to kill you, their eyes go like, oh. So we want them to have the big ears, like the Bush Baby, where you're telling them actual facts and they actually grab it all in. So babies are all my learners, the 2,000 learners that are actually learning about the bush. As you can see there in that picture, that's a small portion of our classroom. We've got like 80, 90 kids in one classroom. Our method is also, it's interlinked into the school curriculum, where the rhino is our basic focus. But we don't talk about poaching in the classroom because obviously we don't deal about that. But we've got the members that would come into the classroom and educate the kids about the poaching. A song is better when you sing it with a tune sang in the same language. What I mean is, if your neighbor is working in the reserve and your neighbor is able to come and teach you at school to say, let's save the species, it becomes better for you to grasp the concept. So we teach the kids about the rhinos and what the rhino needs. You know, if we're not conserving the environment for the rhino might not have a place to stay. It might not have clean water to drink. So that's where we incorporated our lesson plan from. That way, like I also mentioned, the members come to the classroom, the kids go home. After this classroom, they go home and they're like, you know, in a very deserted community where it's dry, we don't even have water, and our soldiers came to school. And as a parent, you want to know what were the soldiers doing, and these kids are like, no, they say they are the Black Mambas, and they say they must conserve rhinos. So we're actually getting our message out into saving these protected areas. We can see here on our picture there at the bottom, this is one of the methods we're using, is to take the kids out. If we say save the rhinos, save the elephants, it's best we take those kids from home to actually see what we're saying you must conserve. And there we can see the late CPWay, one of our methods that we also use, is make it relevant for the age of the kids. You know, they would use puppets to get the message across. Also, one of our methods is we've got our bush grannies, the matriarchs of our local communities, like the wise old elephant. Remember I said the Black Mambas ladies, our sister program, they're at work for 21 days. Like you said, Mr. Sam, People dedicated all their time, all their lives and hours for this preservation of our rhino species. Now the children are at home with Granny, and Granny teaches you everything. You know, this is just like the elephant. We're getting water here, and Granny will teach you the basic skills of life. That's what we're having here. Now Granny comes, sits with our kids around the fire when it's doing it at night, or just during the day, and they get to share stories with us about these rhino species. And did you know that the golden rhino, I'm sure you guys have heard about it, right? No, but it's the first time I've seen this. It's not made of actual gold, but, well, it is made of pieces of gold that were stuck together, but it also has, on the inside, it's wood. So this is found in Limpopo province, where I'm representing in South Africa, by these golden hills. How would we know? The grannies are instilling this indigenous knowledge to us. So this is what the information we get around the fire. Granny told us that they found this rhinos. But if you see, you know, we've got 5 rhino species, and this one-horned one does not exist in our landscape or in our part of the world. But it's a symbol of wealth because they used to trade it with other people, and this is how we get to know such stories. If it wasn't for the grannies to be able to share this information with us, we wouldn't be sitting here to know more about rhinos. Another interesting fact that the grannies have mentioned to us, in the local communities they have a lot of totem animals. Many people are the shais, they're the elephants, the porcupines, so they're totem animals, but nobody has of the rhino. But whenever the chiefs are talking, or they would associate themselves to the rhinos, and in the Venda tribe they actually have a rhino dance which is related to the rains. So if the rains, they had good rains in the year, they would have the black rhino dance because it was so aggressive and now they've got more water. And if it was soft, nice rain, it would be referred to as the white rhino. So back into our classrooms, we are reaching the future custodians and leaders. I always like saying, I heard this quote before, I can't remember who it is, but the leaders of tomorrow are definitely in my classroom. And I'm able to teach these kids. Yeah, we can see a portion of my kids there. It was like 30 of them. So we're giving them an assignment, okay? Everybody draw an environmental problem. And this child drew this. Who's the artist guys and the journalists? I've never seen this on TV. I don't even know when they go poaching. Do they wait at the dam, wait for the rhino to come, and the poacher sits there? Well, it's a human. He says it's human. The human stands there with a gun. This picture speaks volumes. It tells you as an individual what this child knows, doesn't know, aware of what's happening, not aware. But what do you do with such a picture? Do I say, come take me and show me where you saw this picture happening? No, we instill the love in the child so that tomorrow when he or she draws this, it can be like, not on my watch. So what we do, we start with them whilst they're still small. You can see the little one holding a little rhino. Hey, this is sort of a personal thing. And then we also read storybooks. Like I said, we incorporate our program into the school curriculum. So then we've got not just in English, in the local language, Benjana. We're all reading a rhino storybook that is in their local language. So nobody tomorrow can say, but I didn't understand it. It was in your native language. And we also have the Black Mambas paramilitary training, half of it, to the kids, so that you can see the discipline is in there. And what more do we want? On each, the grannies. Back again, multi-generational. We start with them young, into the school program, into the Scouts program, and the bush grannies. And of course, grannies are very much important. They've got so much myths that they know and beliefs that makes it even more interesting because you get into a classroom and you teach kids, it's not going to kill you, but Granny said it's going to kill me. And then we saw the need to take Granny, and we take Granny into the bus, you see we're going into the Kruger Park. And you know, it becomes so touching that one Granny said, I never knew an elephant was this big. I only saw it was this big on TV. And, you know, and I'm like, yeah, Granny, you lie. She said, I only saw it was this big on TV. So having these grannies to come out, you know, when the kids are at school or their actual kids are back at work, anywhere else, black mambas, be it that, or they're working in Johannesburg in the cities, they are left at home and kids are gone to school, they're sitting alone. And our staff members come in and we exercise with the grannies. They teach, they've got so much knowledge, we can't let them leave with this. They must leave it with us. How they used to do the mini meals, just getting that information to us, and they're able to teach us on the preservation of these rhino species. And by them doing that, they're able to pass the knowledge down to us. With that being said, we mobilize and strengthen our communities. Because if Granny said, not on my watch, definitely the kids will be able to jive up and say, save our rhino species. We were very much fortunate with this. It was a huge success, this Rhino March. We mobilized all our schools. We said, listen, we're doing a Rhino March. All the kids were joining. And you would think it's just kids involved, but we're walking in the communities, we're singing, we're dancing. Everybody's peeking through the windows. And it's kids. What's happening? And now the kids are able to say, even when they don't even have to say anything to you. You just see that board says, save our rhinos, and you already know the kids are fighting for the rhinos. What we also do, we create a stimulating and safe learning environment. Like I said, 80 kids, one classroom, no ceiling, no fans, no air conditioning, and we're expecting the kids to learn, yeah? So we revamp the classroom, we give educational codes or motivational codes for the kids so that they get this nice learning environment. And we create incentives such as the child feeding program. We feed I don't know how many kids we feed, and I'm telling you, those kids eat fancy food at our center. It's fancy because just having meat, it's a privilege. And they have that. And I said sometimes, I was like, these kids, they're actually coming here for the food. But it wasn't for that, especially at the Scouts program. It wasn't for the food, but the food is delicious, I have to say that. Compliments to your very big chef. And we're also bringing experts to come and share, because I don't know everything. My team doesn't know everything. So we're bringing experts to come and share the information and facts that they know with the kids. You can see that the black mambas are showing something that is very much relevant to the kids. Poaching is not just guns. We've got snares as well. And these snares are set at home. And child is looking how uncle, dad, brother sets up the snare. So it's very much critical and important that the kids know about this. What do you do when this happens? And of course, we incorporate games as part of our learning program, giving them the practical experience. It's multi-pronged community upliftment, which includes animal healthcare and a healthy living environment. This is the animal welfare. I really, really love it. Because everybody thinks they can't do anything or they can't do something until they're given the opportunity. So can we teach people? Definitely we can teach somebody. This is a skill where we've got our vet, Dr. Peter Rogers, who comes, he drives very far to come and get to assist us. And of course our funders that are funding him as well. It's people like you guys, your efforts really go a long way. So we've got this is the owner, he's the owner here. These donkeys come there like they've been whipped and everything, and they do actually a lot of work. Somebody made a joke saying, donkeys have been struggling since the time of Jesus, because he was even sitting on it for a very long time. And I'm like, yeah, sure, but can we not make a change now? Can we not make sure that they're fed and they're eating? So we get there, and just this on its own. So, the donkeys are so skittish when you come across it, it's like, what is this? And just to give that love to the donkey. And we're teaching them also how to give them harnesses as well, so that they can fit proper harnesses on their donkeys. He pulled a moment on me, so you're not alone, Mr. Clark. And also, just holding the dogs. Where would you find that? In the communities, we grow up knowing animals are animals, humans are humans, and you cannot have both, And a dog is for security at night, a donkey is to go fetch water for you, and an owl is for witchcraft. So you need to know where to go on which level. So it does help a lot. But just to see that, the emotion is there. It's not picking it upside down, but the